Hello, and welcome back to the Talking Apron. I'm your host, Ann Bernardin, and I'm here to help you feel confident in your food choices. Specifically, if you have diabetes, prediabetes, wanting to lose a little bit of weight, or just get healthier. I'm here to help you eat just a little bit smarter. And of course, I'm talking about eating more vegetables. So we're shining a spotlight today on a vegetable that doesn't always get the love it deserves. Green beans. That's right, those crunchy little guys that somehow end up in every holiday casserole. But I promise you, they deserve much more credit than being slathered in cream of mushroom soup with a little bit of crunchy onions on top. So grab your apron and let's get right into this podcast. So what do green beans bring to our plate? Well, they're like that quiet, dependable friend who always shows up but never demands that big attention. You see, 1 cup of green beans offers 7 grams of total carbohydrates. That's right, 7. Not too much. But listen here, only 4 grams are net carbs because of all the fiber. That means it has 3 grams of fiber, which is awesome for our microbiome in our gut. Now, it doesn't have so much fat, but listen to this. It has 2 grams of protein. 1 cup of green beans, 2 grams of protein. For all of you think that you always have to have a big meatitarian diet with those hunk of proteins on your plate, I'm all for chicken, fish, good lean beef, but not so much, because vegetables add in protein as well. All right, but we're talking green beans here. Now, since they're packed with fiber, what does that do for us? That helps us, every human being, including us, because I fall in the diabetic, I'm a type 1, it helps us keep our blood sugar stable and steady. Plus, they have a solid dose of vitamin C, vitamin K, and folate, and that means it helps our body with immunity, bone health, and even cell repair. That's why we have to eat more vegetables. Who knew this little green bean could be such a big deal? So if you're looking for a low-calorie, nutrient-dense side dish, green beans are basically, they're giving you a standing ovation every time you put them on your plate. I know. Some of you are still picturing those sad, overboiled green beans from your school cafeteria days. But trust me, they don't have to be that way. Which brings me to, here are some prepping and cooking ideas, green beans, that'll start having you act like a pro. First, how to buy them. Fresh is always best, but frozen is a great backup if you need something easy. Now, I go easy all the time. I don't buy fresh green beans because I don't want to buy just 1 cup, and I don't want to do the prep. I like buying mine frozen. I'm a single person here. I do all my cooking from scratch. I rarely eat out to dinner because frozen, they're picked straight from the field and they're frozen fresh. But if you like buying fresh and it's the heat of the summer and the green beans are coming out, you'll want to pick up your green bean like it's a pen, and you want it to stand straight and not go wimpy all over. You want it to be bright green and to snap when you break them in half. Again, if they're wimpy, they have given up on life. Now, I talked to you about frozen. Why do I go frozen? Well, it's inherent in me. Because my family's business growing up, I'm one of 8 kids. My dad had a frozen food company. that he would deliver meats and vegetables to outlying areas of New England and deliver those before all the Walmarts and grocery stores came up. So I'm used to freezing, and I'm very good at cooking with frozen food. So I live by my freezer. Once in a while, I may have a can of green beans, but I don't like that added salt. I look for additives to take it out. The canned green beans just don't have the taste for me, and I don't eat canned soups. Canned is about tuna fish. Olives. Those are about the canned goods that I use. All right, so how are we cooking these fresh and frozen green beans? First, we're going to talk about blanching and then sautéing. Well, what is blanching? Blanching is giving it a quick cook and boiling water. You can add a little salt to it, but you're going to be trimming the ends, take off the broken ends of the green beans. You're going to be throwing it into the boiling water for a short time, 2 to 3 minutes max. You're going to scoop them out and you're going to put them in a dish of water and ice. And that's going to keep them nice and crisp and vibrant and green. Then, if you're using frozen, you'll either defrost quickly, not heat them, just get the edge off in the microwave, or you can take them out ahead of time, put them on the counter so they start defrosting on their own. Now, what do you do next? Well, next, you're going to put a little olive oil in a pan. Maybe you'll add some garlic, shallots, depending upon where you're from. And you're going to throw the amount of green beans that you want in there with the oil, and you're going to saute them to heat them up and cook them just a little bit more. And at the tail end of that, you can add a little bit of lemon juice, just like a little bit of a chef's kiss. Well, wait a minute here, or a cook's kiss, or a home cook's kiss, because I am not a chef. I'm just letting you know that right now. But I am a home cook, and I was a home economics teacher. So I taught high school students how to cook. So I'm very familiar with the kitchen. But I love to eat, and I'm not fussy. I don't have the patience to be fancy. I just want good food that's good for my body and keeps me healthy. Keeps this diabetic's brain and body healthy for the long term. So green beans are in my life. All right, let's go back to how to cook these suckers. Roasting green beans. Yes, roasting. You're going to do the same first step. They're going to be blanched. You're going to toss them with a little olive oil. You're going to put some salt and pepper and a sprinkle of Parmesan. And then you're going to put them on a baking sheet. Let's rewind for a minute. You're watching me circle back around the time clock. How I mix them. I actually put them in a bag. Sometimes it's the bag that's from the grocery store that the green beans came in. I'll trim them up, rinse them. I do pat dry so you don't have a lot of water on them, because then you're boiling them a little bit when you're roasting them. But I towel them dry. I put them back in that bag. Then I add the olive oil. I add the salt, the pepper, the Parmesan. I'll kind of blow in it like you're blowing up a balloon, and I'll shake it all around, and all the green beans will get tossed really nicely. And then I'm going to put them on the baking sheet. But first, I live in an RV. I don't like doing dishes because I have a special way to take care of my waste. So I use parchment paper. That way my pan doesn't get the broiled on it and I have to scrub it for long. So I use parchment paper. I broil my green beans. I toss the paper, get to recycle actually here in California, and then I have an easy wipe up on my baking sheet. All right, so that's the method that I do anytime I want to coat anything. So as I said, this is roasted. What are we putting the temperature on? 400 for about 15 minutes. And you're going to watch it. if you take it out at 10 minutes and do a little shake, or take some tongs and turn the green beans over, that works as well. Now, when these are cooked, they have nice crispy edges, they have tons of flavor, and absolutely no resemblance to those mushy cafeteria green beans that you used to have as a kid. All right, next up we're going to talk about stir frying. You don't need to pre-cook these. You're going to cook them on a very high heat. I like using my cast iron. First, again, you're going to have a little ginger, maybe some garlic, maybe a little bit of onion, high heat in the pan. You don't wait long. You throw in the green beans. You toss them around for a bit. You're heating them up. Then you'll add some soy sauce. And that steams them real quick. Continue cooking. And if you really want to impress somebody, then you're going to throw in some toasted sesame seeds or some toasted sliced almonds, and voila, a green bean stir fry. All right, so what about storing green beans? What do we do to preserve the freshness? Well, no one wants to open their fridge and find a sad, slimy bag of any vegetable, never mind green beans. The trick is you want to store them in a breathable bag in your crisper drawer. And if you're dealing, again, you're dealing with the fresh green beans, you want to use them within 4 or 5 days of purchase. That's another reason why I don't buy them. I really hate grocery shopping. I go every 2 weeks, so I try to use items. Well, I go 2 weeks for my big ones. Then I go once a week for the quick veggies that I want to keep fresh. Anyway, if you overbuy your fresh green beans, just cook them all. You'll go through that blanching process, and then you'll stick them in the freezer. That way, you will have a quick veggie ready whenever you need it for your quick stir fry, for your quick saute. And yes, I know, we all like that fresh bag of green beans, but sometimes life happens. And freezing is the best backup plan, so you don't have takeout win the battle. Remember, this is about small wins to continue eating fresh is best. Eat more vegetables without all the added salt and seasonings and mixtures and expense for going and buying takeout. So in wrapping up, what have we learned today? We've learned that you need to eat more vegetables. They are packed with nutrients. They help your blood sugar. They help your immune system. They have all the antioxidants. I'm talking all vegetables, but in particular, green beans. Green beans help our blood sugar because they have a lot of fiber. They can be cooked in a number of different delicious ways, whether you roast, stir fry, blanch, and saute. There's no reason to make them boring ever again. So give green beans a little love this week. And hey, if you have a favorite way to cook them, share it with me on the Talking Apron Facebook page. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for tuning in. And remember, every meal is a chance to nourish yourself. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for visiting.